Goo, I demand an apology and possibly a resignation.
The boys are back on Prime.
Punisher, I barely know her.
Methinks... Oh, I'm sorry, I did the wrong voice. Methinks this movie's gonna be on.
More like some action, Stan.
All of that and so much more here on News Dump. All right, Mac. Tony Reale talked to me. Stat Boy talked to me after last episode.
That's me minus in points.
Oh, I have that on the board somewhere. I'll do it after. Yes, I am well aware now, because I do sometimes just assume that the character that people play in movies or in television, that's who they are. I'm wrong.
You so convincingly told me that the other lead actor in Yes Dear was also from Boston. So we had Mike O'Malley.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, the other guy also from Boston.
Anthony Clark from Boston.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That has to be true.
100%.
Wrong. Points off the board. Now, first off, let's say this.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with former Major League first baseman and player union president Tony Clark.
A lot of Anthony's go by Tony.
A lot of Anthony's go by Tony. Maybe that's what the issue was with him and his sister-in-law or whatever was happening there with that story.
The real Marty Brodeur situation. Are you aware of the Brodeur stuff?
Go on.
Martin Brodeur is married to his ex-wife's brother's ex-wife. So at one point, Martin Brodeur was married to a woman.
Yes.
This woman's brother was married also to a woman. Currently, Martin Brodeur is married to that other woman.
Okay, so it's not just a sister swap.
No.
Because I feel like that would be an impossible task.
That happened in the MLB like 50 years ago. I forget the players involved. I think it might have been Thurman Munson.
Comment down below.
They swapped wives in the 70s. They just traded wives.
Oh, that's right. Him and a teammate, they just traded wives.
And they were both good with it. Win-win.
Yeah, and I think one of them had to sweeten the deal with some cash and prospects.
Like, we'll give you the summer home in Boca Raton, and this will work.
All right, so Anthony Clark, the actor, known as Greg on Yes Dear. He's got that face.
That's how you'd know him.
You know that face. You see that face and you say, that's Greg.
By the way, if you are missing the context of this conversation.
Might be needed.
At the conclusion of our riveting review of the Super Mario Brothers Galaxy movie, Goo and I discussed shows we've seen every episode of that suck.
Yeah.
Goo's was Yes Dear.
And we each did trivia on the shows that we haven't seen in over 2 decades. And I think Mac had the slight edge, but his questions were easier about Desperate Housewives.
Well, I'm a savant.
I would debate that. But once again, Anthony Clark. You know Anthony Clark as Greg from Yes Dear.
That's how you know.
So I claimed that he was born around this area. I didn't necessarily say Boston, but he's here. He's from here.
You implied he was a New Englander.
Yes, he's our own. I said Massachusetts more than I was really leaning Massachusetts.
Yeah, Freedom Trail.
So, born on April 4th, 1964, in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Simmons is old.
It's old, but also Virginia.
Yeah.
I did Google ahead of time. Not in New England.
No, but one of the original 13 colonies, so you did get that.
I knew it. But also, like I said earlier, I sometimes confuse. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh, Chris Hemsworth, he's from Asgard, right? So he starred in 2 seasons, 32 episodes of Boston Common.
Yeah, which additionally was a mistake, I think, on your part. You thought Boston Public, the show that was pretty popular in the early 2000s, had quite the cast of characters on there, Goo.
Oh, Loretta Devine, Anthony Heald, McBride, Sharon Leal, Jerry Ryan, Michael Rappaport, and a very young Rashida Jones.
A very young and a little bit of a whitewashed Rashida Jones.
You think they had extra light on her?
It was, she was very blonde. Jerry Ryan, Goo, we all know her from that sci-fi show. She's very attractive in that.
No.
Was she in Star Trek or one of the other ones?
Now, I definitely watched a ton of Boston Public.
Yes,
I don't think I watched any Boston Common.
Boston Common, I don't even know. I have no idea what this is.
On IMDb, it says he's great in the show, which I definitely didn't see that then.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out this Jerry Ryan show. No.
Okay, so while you're doing that, also...
Yeah, Star Trek Voyager was Jerry Ryan.
Boston Public and Boston Common are not Boston Legal.
Yes, right.
Which starred William Shatner, James Spader, Candice Bergen, and Julie Bowen.
There was also in Boston Legal, Rona Mitra. Who else was in there? They had some nice lookers on Boston Legal. I don't know if it was any good of a show, but they had people you could look at.
Two things off of that. Number one, I feel cheated knowing that we never got a crossover between the three Boston shows like NBC does with their Chicago shows.
Great point. Great point.
Imagine all those people intertwined, having a chowder.
Sharing some oyster crackers.
Like, I wouldn't mind, say if we brought all three of those shows back.
Yeah.
But we did it as one show, like really fucking stuffed it in there. And we just called it, as we always do, From the Area. We just call it Beantown.
Can I ask you a question here that is 80% serious?
I'm going to be 20% serious on my return, so go ahead.
Have you ever eaten an oyster cracker that didn't also accompany a chowder?
Like just on its own?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't think they exist otherwise.
No, but I feel like that's for children. Where
do you buy an oyster cracker?
You can get them at Costco.
I'm not sure about
They
that.
have a big old box of oyster crackers.
I don't think that's true.
You can go to Shaw's. You can go to Star Market.
I've never seen them in the wild.
And Shop. They have
never
oyster
seen
crackers.
them in the wild.
So my son often will ask me to order soup so that they'll give us oyster crackers, and I'll tell him, I think they'll just give us the oyster crackers. They don't care.
My sister used to order a whole bowl of croutons to the table. That was her snack.
You know what? I kind of appreciate that.
No, it's great.
I had a cousin that would order clam chowder minus the clam, extra potato.
So potato chowder?
Pretty much.
I love clam chowder, but I need the texture of something like oyster crackers in there. I'm a big texture guy when it comes to eating. I need the texture. For example, in a chicken Caesar salad, especially in a chicken Caesar salad wrap, you need the texture of the croutons.
Let me ask you what's more important, though. Texture or taste?
In some respects, for me, it's texture.
That can't be true.
Yeah.
That cannot be true.
I need the texture.
Comment down below. Texture or taste?
I mean, taste, yes. But all things being equal. Like, if you go in knowing...
I'm not asking if things are equal.
If you go in... For example, and it is an issue with chicken Caesar wraps. Some places don't put croutons in them. It's bullshit. If you give me, like, 5 places with 5 chicken Caesar wraps, and generally they're all pretty good, I'm getting the one with the best texture.
Okay, let's say one is 80% delicious, but the texture is a little bit off.
Okay.
And the second one is 30% delicious, 70% stinky, but the texture is right.
30% is too low. I need like 50%. If it was 50 versus 80, I'll take the 50 with the texture.
What if it's 50-50 delicious stinky?
I don't like the 50 being stinky. I'm not eating stinky stuff.
The other 50% be?
I don't know. Stinky.
I guess since we're talking about food, Anthony Clark, once again, we apologize. News dump. On the Amazon Prime broadcast of the Celtics-Knicks game last night, timestamp, it went over to Deuce Tatum. That is Jason Tatum's 8-year-old son, by the way. That kind of blew my mind.
Yeah, he's getting old.
He was in the stands enjoying, I put that in quotes, Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah,
and he must not have realized that they're sour when they start out, and they're not sweet until you bite into them a little bit.
Funny video. It's a very relatable video. I love a Sour Patch Kid, but we've all been there with our first experience with Sour Patch Kids or of the like. For me, Goo, I used to love a Warhead back in the day, but not just any Warhead.
Yeah.
The Warhead first needed to be run under the sink of water to get rid of the sour part, and then I was just eating a delicious candy afterwards.
So you just wanted a plain gummy?
No, Warheads aren't gummies. Come on, fucking get
They're kind of gummies.
No, they're not. They're hard candies, you dumb fuck.
Is it a hard candy?
Yes. It's not Warheads like that.
Hey,
Have you ever had a Warhead?
Hands up. I've never had a Warhead.
Oh, man. Try a Warhead this week. They're very sour.
That's definitely not going to happen.
They're very sour. They're like, let's say on a 0 to 10, Sour Patch Kids are like a 2 or 3 sour. Warheads are like a 6 or a 7.
My family is just always eating gummies, always eating sours. I want nothing to do with it.
You know what I like, too? A lemon head. Love a lemon head.
Hands in the air. I've never had a lemon head.
You never had a lemon head?
I don't
Have
think
you
so.
ever lived?
I'm not sure if I have.
Jesus.
You know what I did do on Easter? This is perfect for this time. So the Easter Bunny gave me 2 packages, so 2 eggs in each package of Snicker eggs. And I knew that if I didn't eat them before the end of the day, they'd go bad.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
I will give you credit, though. You were a pioneer in the Nerds rope front. You were the first person to
Nerds
adopt
rope
the
is so
Nerds
good.
rope as a legitimate candy.
I didn't realize that runners, they'll take the little bags of the Nerd clusters and they'll pop them every once in a while for a little sugar high.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Are
Now-
you thinking about starting running now just for the for the nerds?
Just so I can eat
I'm
nerd
here for the
clusters.
nerds.
They said I could eat nerd clusters.
You're on mile 12 of the marathon. I just want some nerds.
I just
Heartbreak
have a
Hill.
satchel of nerd clusters.
Everyone else has Gatorades and everything else. You have a giant fanny pack filled with nerd clusters. And you've eaten them all by mile 6.
I'm the leader of the race, and then I get sluggish in mile 9.
You go to one of those tables that has water. You're like, give me your nerd clusters. We don't have any fucking nerd clusters. News dump. I saw this the other day, and it really tickled my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Apple, they are releasing their foldable iPhone. It is on track to debut this September. And this comes just days after I stumbled into, once again on Easter, my parents have a side table in the living room. I opened the drawer, and all of their old cell phones were in there.
You got to have an old technology drawer in the house somewhere.
Right.
You need it.
And I'm like, I remember, I'm fucking old. This is me remembering things when I'm old. Back in the day, everyone had different cell phones.
Yes.
And now, look at us. We're all slaves
Sheep.
we're all slaves to Steve Jobs.
Goo,
Yeah.
you still didn't tell the people what Apple is introducing.
A foldable iPhone. I said that.
Did you? Maybe I missed that. Just in time to catch up with Samsung, who's been doing this for a decade.
But no one gives a shit about Samsung.
I was a Samsung boy for a long time. The Samsung Galaxy
Brag.
was a great phone. I went, this is like going PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. I went BlackBerry, Samsung, iPhone like 5 years ago. Took me forever to get to iPhone. Samsungs were better, at least back then. I couldn't speak to it now. But Samsung has been producing foldable technology for a while now. I'm intrigued by it, but to me it's more of a novelty thing than anything. Like
I like novelty
I won't
stuff,
get
though.
the use out of the foldable technology.
Did you ever have a sidekick?
No, I never had the
I used to be
Sidekick.
so
But
jealous of
I
people
did-
that had sidekicks.
I did have the Virgin Mobile kind of version, like the flip up one.
Mhm.
Not quite the Sidekick, but the Sidekick was sick.
How about a Razor?
Never had a Razor.
Razors are pretty dope.
Yeah. Do you remember Arshawn's joke in high school? He used to take the razor and go, yeah.
We were on the cutting edge of joking
A
back
plus
then.
joke.
That was a good one. News dump. The Boys. It is back on Amazon Prime. Episodes 1 and 2 are available right now. Mac, have you seen either of them?
Nope. Haven't
I'll
had
tell
a
you
chance
what.
to watch The Boys.
So I read this quote ahead of time. I believe it might have been their creator who said it. I don't know who said
I
it.
think it was
Someone
Aaron
said it.
Kripke.
It might have been. But they said, get out before people get sick of you.
Mm-hmm.
And my first thought was, I feel like some people have gotten sick of this.
Agreed.
And we have taken some time off. And yes, we have gotten Gen V in between. But we've had a long time between seasons 4 and 5. And right as we jumped into episode 1, I was right back in.
I told you. I made this statement, I think, back when season 3 came out of The Boys. The Boys reminds you how much better it is than everything else on television when it's back.
Mhm.
We hem and haw about it. We get a little upset because they kicked the can down the road in season 4. But once you get thrust back into the world of The Boys and Vought, you're like, this is better than everything on television.
I
Like,
just
easily.
I love Homelander just staring off, thinking about God knows what.
And honestly, Gen V has been a welcome addition to
Yeah, it
the
was good.
universe, too.
Yeah.
Which is like a rarity when shows do that these days.
News dump. Also out right now, the first 2 episodes. Have you caught Maul, Shadow Lord?
Yes, I have, and it's setting up for a somewhat familiar dynamic, but a fun dynamic, a story that I'm really looking for. As we talked about last week, season 2's already been confirmed. If you haven't watched it yet, no spoilers, but essentially the premise is there is a young female character who's sort of fallen out with the Jedi Order, and the Jedi Order is in turmoil at this point, and it looks like Maul is going to sort of take her under his metaphorical wing, which is not unlike some stories we've already seen in the Star Wars universe, but it's a story we know, it's a story we like, why not?
Now, I know that I spoke negatively about this last week, but can you give me your favorite local mall right now?
Local mall?
Yeah, mall.
Okay, yeah.
I spoke poorly about the Route 1 Saugus Mall because it made me really sad.
Square One sucks.
Yeah.
To Liberty Tree, I don't even know if that still exists.
I like Natick.
Yeah, I frequent Burlington the most.
Okay.
I went to the Galleria during the holidays.
Galleria.
Barely exists anymore.
Yeah.
It's a shell of itself. It used to be 3 floors, now it's 2, and they like also have sectioned off like an area of it all. It's a pain in the cock.
Okay. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Maybe not next episode. Maybe not the episode after that, but soon. Let's draft and build a mall.
And then we can play Robin Sprinkles.
It's kind of let's go to the mall today. It's kind of like
Sparkles.
Is that what you would do in Sims? You'd build stuff.
I mean,
you know what? It's more like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but with malls. There we go.
We would have to come up with the premise of okay. And in my head, I'm thinking of the Watertown Mall, which was a subpar mall, but something like that. Yeah. We'll have 2 anchor stores at either end, and then you have the in-between. You're gonna need a couple kiosks.
Yeah. You get some kiosks. I know me, number 1 pick, I'm taking the DMV. Then people have to go in.
Yeah, but I'm taking massage chairs, and then you can't have them.
Okay, we're going to do this. We need to decide how many stores, if we want to do open concept. We need a food court.
Sure.
We're going to do this.
The food court in and of itself is its own draft.
Well, I think we've already done that before, so that's going to be sprinkled in. Or we've made our dream one, but either way.
All right.
So whenever there's no movies, we're going to do that.
I guess we can have the same things in the food court.
We can't.
We'll announce our food courts at the end of the draft.
The only thing that we have the same is Sbarro, because Sbarro is in every mall.
I'm not getting Sbarro.
Oh, Sbarro has delicious lasagna.
The first time I ever saw Stromboli was at a Sbarro, and I was like, what is the difference between this and a calzone? And still to this day, I don't know.
You know what I was thinking the other day? Because you know how the Masters, they're happening right now?
Yeah.
And
it is happening.
Shut up. Rory McIlroy, he picked his Masters dinner for all the past Masters, whatever it is, green jacket folk. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I think it'd be funny. Say if I ever won the Masters. What I would choose for my dinner is just a big trough of spaghetti, but it's one spaghetti. That's like, it's only one wrapped around. So that by the end, we're all going to kiss.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
It'd be the cheapest one possible.
You, as more percentage paisan than me.
Yeah.
Can you explain the difference between a stromboli and a calzone?
I don't know what a stromboli. Oh, I actually can. So my mother claims to make calzones, but they're technically strombolis because of the way that you fold them.
It's all about the fold.
So the calzone is like the straight, like half fold that you're then crimping.
Half moon.
Yeah. The stromboli is you're taking the dough, you're almost having it like a square, you're lining up everything, and you're just rolling it up. So my mother's, you've had my mother's.
I think stromboli is just more. I don't think it's rolled. I think it's like more of a sub shape.
Yeah, so it's rolled into a sub shape.
I don't think it's rolled.
You roll it into it.
I think it's just closed.
No, because you have some pieces of dough that isn't as cooked in the middle.
There's no dough in the middle of a stromboli.
You've never had a stromboli.
I'd argue you've never had a stromboli.
I've never had a lemon head. We talked about this.
Someone who is an expert at okay Italian food, please tell us what the difference between a calzone and a stromboli is.
I am so into an algorithm right now of famous Italian chefs that do tiers of store-bought pasta. I'm deep in it right now.
I'll put it this way, Goo. whatever your cheapest pasta is on the store shelf, I'm getting the next one up. I'm not going to get the cheapest, but I'm going to get the second cheapest.
I'm not getting the high cents.
I'm not passionate
getting the
about pasta. I'm not going to buy your 79-cent. I'll buy the 99-cent.
I'm very passionate about pasta. I go to World Store over here in Medford. I got a nice bucatini.
I'm shoveling the pasta down my gullet. I'm not spending the time to cherish the pasta.
They also have a nice gnocchi over here, too. I'm a big gnocchi guy.
Yeah, but a gnocchi is different because there's a filling.
Gnocchi is different, but I prefer my pasta to be doughy.
In fact, I love a gnocchi.
I love thick pasta. I want it as thick as pasta.
I agree.
As possible. Fuck yes.
I also, and I think you'll agree with me here, I'm an al dente guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because, texture.
What I'm doing for myself is, so usually if I'm making like a carbonara, you really undercook that pasta at the beginning so that it cooks a little bit more with the sauce, but you're still getting a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. New step. Have we talked about anything entertainment-wise so far?
Also, speaking of thick pasta, Euphoria is out and had an episode or two.
Oh, did
I don't know.
It did. And then I saw, and not that IGN is the Bible, although I know you've said that in the past. You said, when I go to a hotel and I open the little drawer next to my bed, there better be IGN.com.
I'm going to redo Rocky Raccoon, but make sure IGN gets in there.
I don't think they'd appreciate that. They gave it a 3.
Only 2.5
IGN.com. They gave the first 3 or 4 episodes a 3, I want to say.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah.
I did see Roddy T's revealed its tomato score from the critics, and it's in the 40s. It's not great.
I know that they're not thrilled with how they've aged up the characters. They had to because of the long layoff. But I guess it's turned into like a crime drama now, which that's not really what the show is.
I mean, kind of was. It was drugs and alcohol and shit like that from the beginning. Are they penalizing the show for the losses of Angus Cloud and Eric Dane? Is that
would be the worst of like, couldn't bring back certain actors, so not that would be a bad review. News dump. Daredevil.
Yeah, Daredevil's going along. It's a thing. It's progressing. I think it's going to lead to greatness. I'm not sure if we've seen it yet, though.
There's been a lot of Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some points where I'm trying to think, like, when did this happen to lead to this?
Yeah, there is some of that going on. And it's a little confusing. It's been a little confusing, yes.
I also enjoy watching it with my wife, where she'll be like, why isn't he letting them kill people? I'm like, that's his thing.
And then she's like, oh, he's like Batman.
He is.
I'm having a serious issue with the ex-girlfriend who's Fisk's lawyer. I'm not really loving that character.
I think it's her hair.
I'm attracted to her and what she's doing. I just don't really like her character. And maybe
like
the
her
acting.
I'll
and
say
maybe
it.
the acting.
I'll say
I don't
it.
think I like her as an actress.
I'll say it. I don't like her hair.
Okay. All right. Well, that's bold of you.
News dump. Got a trailer. This will come out 1 week after the season 2 finale of Daredevil for Punisher. One Last Kill. It seems like it's a lot of him trying to make right and asking. I know you hear the one voice in the trailer being like, you think God's going to forgive us? Not you, motherfucker.
I think it's going to be John Bernthal, I think, is producing and writing on this as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a lot of Bernthal and Frank Castle going through it, dealing with some PTSD and having to make some decisions he doesn't want to make.
That sounds like every other season of The Punisher so far.
Yeah, but maybe more jam-packed, you know? I'm in. I'm in on John Bernthal acting and killing.
Of course. News dump. Director Jake Schreier says Marvel is discussing making multiple X-Men movies. First things first, we have to make one great movie. I agree, and also I don't think you go into X-Men being like, we're one and done. That's it. We're only doing one X-Men movie.
Yeah, Jake Schreier, no fucking shit. Why are you even saying this? No fucking duh. They want to make multiple X-Men movies, and no fucking shit. They have to nail the first one. What are we talking about here? Yes, obviously.
I do like how we went through, like, the 2010s, hit a bit of, like, an X-Men fatigue. Of people being like, I think, like, even the X-Men series, it's too up and down. I don't know if I want this. Now people they're forgiving the bad stuff from the original X-Men, and they just want more X-Men.
Well, we got the original 3,
Yeah.
which were really good and really bad, and everywhere in between.
Mm-hmm.
And then the middle 2 that were, 2010 and 2012, were fantastic.
2011, 2014.
Okay, there you go. And then the more recent 2 that we got, not very good. Not so good. Not so good.
No.
We got Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. So, yes, I could see how people would be like, I think I'm good with the X-Men. But the MCU finally has the rights to them.
Mm-hmm.
And
X-Men
as
97
we saw,
rules.
X-Men 97 was so fucking good. So if they can get close to that in live action, we're all going to be very happy boys.
Let me ask you this. Is X-Men, out of all of the properties, let's even just say in Marvel, when done right, is that their best stuff?
It's always been the best. It's always been the best.
News dump. We got a new trailer for Mortal Kombat, and I watched this. I was at my desk at work. I watched it on a loop 3 times, and I was fucking throwing fist pumps.
Just in there like, yeah, let's go.
Every time fucking Billy Butcher tosses on the glasses.
Oi!
Johnny Cage. He's American in this, though. Every time the theme song starts playing, I'm like,
Mortal Kombat.
my head just starts to spin. I just start twirling around. I fucking love this theme song. Can you give me any other video game theme song that gets you this jacked up?
Maybe some of the music from Pokemon and Pokemon battles. It's the only thing I can think of.
I don't think that even does it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't replicate it. The Mortal Kombat's the best one.
The yelling of Mortal Kombat and then
So good. So good.
You know what? I'm not going to show my son the video game over the weekend. I'm just going to start playing the song, and I'm going to see what happens.
See if it naturally produces something from him.
He's going to break the cabinets in the kitchen.
Rafi, why are you karate chopping everything?
So beyond just the theme song, I am, like, anytime I hear, get over here.
Yeah.
I'm over there.
Dynamite. You know what's been a weird thing for me, Goo, is growing up, Sub-Zero was everyone's favorite. In the original movies, Sub-Zero was, like, the main good guy. In this, Scorpion's, like, the main good guy. Well, I didn't like Scorpion. I never liked Scorpion. First movie sort of gives you the Scorpion story, and you're like, we have a sympathetic character in Scorpion. Scorpion and Sub-Zero are mortal enemies. We get a little bit of that in this trailer. I just hope that the first movie got it. It understood its assignment. I don't want this one to jump the shark. I want this one to nail it because it's going to be a fucking blast.
I think it will. Also, this popcorn bucket is dynamite.
So good. Shao Kahn's helmet.
World.
So fucking good.
Oh,
so
my
good.
God.
Yeah, it's dynamite.
That is bananas. I'm
a great display piece.
I'm mad at myself. We were at the screening for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and they had the Yoshi with the egg. And we didn't get it at the time because we weren't going to get popcorn. And I'm like, I also said to myself, stop buying popcorn buckets. My house is filled to the brim with popcorn buckets that we don't.
Understood.
But now I'm like, I should have bought it because I don't think they have anymore.
Yeah. And, like, that's a good display piece, too.
Where am I going to display it?
I don't know. You can put something
in the egg.
Do you
understand what is in my house?
Put candies in the egg. Put candies in the egg and put it on your coffee table.
Do you not know what my house looks like
now?
Put
hard caramel candies in the egg and put it on the coffee table.
All my son does is build Legos and then ask for more Legos. My house is just Legos.
Here's how you can energize him. Have him start building Pokemon card displays out of Legos. Let him freestyle.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea because we got a lot of stuff that we got to fucking do stuff with.
Yeah.
News dump. Oh, we got a trailer from Michael. I didn't watch that.
Final Michael trailer.
Okay.
I don't know. I might bring my dad to this screening. He's an MJ fan. Maybe he's gonna like it. I'm trying to figure out who's gonna like this movie.
So you're just using it to impress somebody?
No, I think he might get some pleasure out of the movie.
Oh, okay. News dump. Matt, good news for you. I know you talk about this you have it noted in every news dump. We don't talk about it, though. Right. Every news dump, Mac has at the bottom, when are we getting an Extraction 3?
I have a footnote. Talk about Extraction. More
and
Extraction.
Now we know Extraction 3, starring Jake, it's moving forward on Netflix.
Jake played by Chris Hemsworth?
I sometimes confuse characters and the people playing them. So
I didn't know there was an Extraction 2.
Yeah.
I have to admit. I knew there was an Extraction. At some point, I missed when Extraction 2 happened.
Outside of, so they have like standalone action scenes in those movies. Outside of the big like action scenes that I've seen, I don't remember any of the movie.
I think that's the point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's via Deadline. Starts filming in the summer.
How about it?
Summertime. And unwind.
Sit back and unwind.
DJ Jazzy Jeff deserves better.
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on.
I think he got his...
Think of all the times he was thrown out of that house. News dump. Tom Holland sent a lot of stuff, and we don't have the time to read the whole thing, but the Odyssey, he says, is an absolute masterpiece. And then he also says, with CGI and stuff like that, we've become so accustomed to seeing these amazing things on screen and just kind of having the basic understanding that something very clever that people, artistic people, are able to do with a computer. But Chris is obviously trying to do everything as practically as possible in camera.
Gil.
Yeah.
Thinking about this.
Sorry, I should have done the voice.
It's the year of Zendaya. It's the year of Tom Holland.
Mm-hmm.
They're obviously one of the world's coolest couples. I'm having a thought here.
Yeah.
They have such a jam-packed year, the two of them separately.
Mm-hmm.
Together, they're going to announce a pregnancy at the end of the year.
You know what I'm thinking? And I was at work the other day, and someone said, what is Zendaya's last name? And I said, it doesn't matter. I did look it up. It's a boring last name. And then they said, well,
what it is.
When Tom Holland and Zendaya do get married, is she going to be Zendaya Holland? And I'm like, no, he should be Tom Zendaya.
She's just going to always be Zendaya the way Beyonce is always Beyonce.
Oh, you have the name Zendaya.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with that.
Sick name.
Yeah, it's an awesome name.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pissed that I didn't give my son, like Jason Lee named his kid Pilot Inspector.
I also think, like, Z's are cool. Like, if your name
Z's are cool.
If there's a Z involved, you have a cool name.
Well, that was my first suggestion to my wife. I'm like, let's name him something either with an X pronounced like a Z or a Z.
Let's call him Xylophone. Fuck it.
I was shot down real quick. News dump. Oh, by the way, the Odyssey is going to be really, really good.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty good.
It's going to be awesome. Mac, the comedy, shitheads that did great at a bunch of film festivals and whatnot. Stars Mason Thames, Peter Dinklage, Kiernan Shipka, Dave Franco, 50 Cent, Ice Cube's son.
You're doing a great job selling this movie, Gil.
I didn't write down a lot of these things.
So what happened to the title of this movie, Gil?
Well, they decided to change it to Idiots.
So it's going to be a PG-13 movie now?
It's still going to be rated R.
You can say shit on TV.
Yeah, but you can't market shitheads, though.
I'm not so sure about that. This is exactly what happened to Cockblockers. They changed it to Blockers. It did okay, but I would prefer the movie be called Shitheads instead of Idiots.
Well, so you know who agrees with you? Either the creator or the director of The Terrifier posted saying, like, hey, you guys could have still made money with shitheads. Look what I did. And if it's about having an NC-17 rating versus an R, you can make your money elsewhere.
Is Mason Thames the dude that's been in the last few Screams?
I think it's Thames.
Whatever. Is that the dude?
He was in How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, that young kid. Okay.
Yeah.
I was not thinking of him. Yeah, I mean, like, you're kind of lampooning the movie from the start, but maybe it'll energize people to go see it. I don't know.
Like, our original title, the name of this podcast, Rage Hawk and the Milkman, censors came down on us.
I also think, now that I'm thinking about it, I'd be more offended if someone called me an idiot than a shithead. I'm like, yeah, I am a shithead, but I'm not an idiot.
I'm okay with idiot. I'm trying to think of what I don't like.
Okay. Loser. Loser really gets to you.
I don't care about loser either.
Okay. I've seen people get upset about being called a loser.
I guess it depends on the tone. I'm more of a tone versus even what the word is.
Texture. So for, words are to you as eating is to me.
Yes. Someone could call me smart, but if they're rolling their eyes when they do it, I'm going to know that they don't mean that. News dump. And then finally, we saw a photo of Sebastian Stan's new movie, Fjord?
Fjord,
Fjord?
I think. I think the J's like a Y. Fjord.
Either way. So this debuted, or it will premiere at Cannes 2026. But the photo that we saw for this, Sebastian Stan is bald. And I'm offended.
He gets it. He understands.
This is the most disgusted I have felt after looking at a photo in a long time. I'm not going to say I'm anti-bald, but this kind of bald, not for me.
Gave you the ick.
It did.
So
and this is after he did that
now
movie.
Now you no longer want to fuck Sebastian Stan.
I don't want to fuck Sebastian Stan anymore. And you know me in the past, I've shared my love for old Potato Face.
Now
he's
now
he's a potato head.
Do you think Sebastian Stan, at one point when he was listening to this podcast, clearly he modeled his look after you with his hair, and now he's like, you know what? I'm more of a Mac guy. I'm going to shave my head.
It's like it's kind of like me when I watch Viva La Bam. As a kid, you're more of a Bam, but then you realize I'm Phil. So when you look at the show, I'm the Bam of the show.
Sure.
You're Phil.
Okay.
Sometimes Ape.
Yeah. Well, Ape's sweet. Phil's sweet too. They're both sweet.
Phil's the sweetest. Phil's sweeter than Ape. Comment down below.
Yeah, you're right. Phil is sweeter.
Phil's the sweetest.
Yeah. You know what my favorite? I don't think it was Viva La Bam. I think it was in one of the Jackass movies. When Phil has to take a shit and the actual ape breaks in and the ape loses his mind. But there's nothing Phil could do. He's like, you know what? I'll die on the shitter with this ape. I just got to shit that bad.
I quote him so much. Whenever my kid is acting up, I'm just like, hey, you're acting crazy right now. Hey, stop it. You're acting crazy.
I don't think I ever saw him raise his voice.
Yeah.
Which is maybe why Bam ended up the way he did.
I know. I get the suggested reels so much of it's sad music in the background, and it's Phil talking to Bam being like, you know, I think I'd rather have a nice son than a rich one that's an asshole. And then Bam's like, the only reason why you have that money is because I'm an asshole.
Half true.
Mostly true.
Yeah.
News dump. That'll do it for this news dump. We nailed it.
Well done. Well done, everyone.
Points for all of us.
Final word, Goo.
Final word. Did I win?
You won today.
Knockin' futz.
Really Woody Paged it.
All right, join us next week. If we can't think of a movie, we're fucking building a mall. We can do it together if you want.
I'll be more energized building a mall than talking about the drama. That said, I liked the drama.
The drama is a very interesting conversation that you should have with your loved ones.
Should we build a mall whilst talking about the drama?
I've been thinking about that more recently, is that we should do it. Like, you know how on TikTok, they'll have a video, but then they'll have something underneath it to really capture your attention if you can't pay attention to the first thing?
Yes.
Let's just have, like, different conversations at the same time.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
Can we handle it?
No, for sure not.
We can barely handle one conversation.
We recorded one episode where I could hear myself in my headphones and I couldn't function.
Why didn't you tell me?
I did. We just had to get it done.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's usually our thought process going into any episode. Just get it done. News dump.